Tonight on EKB Evening News at 6, the Hillbilly festivities are in full swing in downtown Pikeville. Good evening, I'm Cindy Mae Johnson.
And I'm Gary Sloan. After all the planning and all the preparation, Hillbilly Days is here once again. The festival got into full swing today, and the crowds were out in full force.
Our own Shannon Deskins joins us now after spending much of the day down in the middle of all of it. How are things going down there?
Crazy, as you would expect, but you know, this morning, sunny skies. We did have a few rain showers, which I'm sure Latham will talk about, but the crowds were out in full force, and it looked like, good for Hillbilly Days, it looked like they were spending a little bit of money.
You know, a little rain doesn't knock it back too much down there.
It's expected. All week we've had this forecast of possible rain, possible rain. People don't care. It's Hillbilly Days.
Right.
That's right.
But you know what? I was able to get downtown, and I took a camera with me today and shot some footage, which I think we're going to see.
Good deal.
Hillbilly Days is officially in full swing, and thousands of visitors have already visited Pikeville for one of the largest festivals in Kentucky. Whether you go to Hillbilly Days for the food, the music, the carnival, or to hang out with friends, you're almost guaranteed to leave with a smile on your face.
Lord, you're not supposed to show your panties in public.
I'm trying to find the owner of these.
But no one can argue that many people come to Hillbilly Days for the food, and that makes many of the vendors enjoy Hillbilly Days even more.
I think it's a great place. It's a great community. Every time we come down here, the people are so nice. The festival seems like they keep trying to evolve, make it better, and we love it down here.
Some of the food vendors are considered regulars at Hillbilly Days, and you see them in the same spot every year. And sometimes you run across something you've never seen before, like deep-fried peaches.
Fried peaches and cream. They're peaches batter dipped, and they got a homemade cream cheese sauce with powdered sugar and cinnamon on them. They're awesome.
And as the weekend goes on, more and more people will file into Pikeville to enjoy their favorite part of Hillbilly Days. Officials estimate we could easily see well over 100,000 people attend the festival. But one thing's for sure, some people really get excited about Hillbilly Days.
We love Hillbilly Days!
As I had to ask them to do that, those ladies were having so much fun downtown.
Ladies? Oh, those were kids.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, they were kids.
Everybody's a kid at Hillbilly
I was
Days.
with you. You didn't have to ask them the first time. We missed it on camera the first time.
Yeah, they
so we just
said
had to
it.
ask them to repeat it.
Exactly.
They were having a time of their life.
Well, it sums things up. Everybody's having a good time.
Absolutely. Now, that was before the rain showers moved in a little bit earlier today. That kind of helped crowds disperse for just a little while, but crowds are already moving back into downtown Pikeville, and we do have a few showers that we are watching very, very closely, moving right across Interstate 75 and approaching Hazard. Now, that will be heading in our direction. Yes, more showers in the forecast here. Probably we'll give that another hour and a half before that happens. But temperature-wise, man, oh man, it is comfortable, if nothing else. 68 degrees, rain-cooled in Pikeville. And that is, as I mentioned, I mean, to me, 68, walking around downtown, you can't beat that. If we can just get rid of those showers. I do have an improving forecast, though, for Friday and Saturday, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit.
Hooray.
At last, yeah. Well, EKB News reporter Courtney Levering talked with some of those attending and working at the festival about their expectations in light of the rain. Here's what she found out.
With weather forecasts showing a 40 to 50% chance of rain all throughout the Hillbilly Days festivities, I took the time to speak to some carnival workers and attendees of the event to see if the weather will keep them away or if it's going to affect business.
Well, it's not over until it's over, because, you know, today might be rainy, tomorrow might be big. And within the time we leave, I think it's going to be a really good turnout.
The workers were optimistic about the crowd sizes they will encounter this Hillbilly Days, regardless of the weather.
If it rains, they come out. If it snows, they come out. So no, the weather don't mess them up.
The festival didn't officially start until the 16th, but plenty came out the night before to be the first in line for the newly set up carnival rides.
It's been wonderful. We love riding the rides with the kids. Nothing's stopping us. I mean, it's Hillbilly Days. Ain't nothing to stop Hillbilly Days.
Even though the rain had just cleared out, folks were happy with their experience at the fair. What's been your favorite ride?
I did this pirate ship because it made me scream really, really loud.
Workers and attendees alike did have a little advice for all those who decided to venture out into the rain for some Hillbilly Days fun.
Bring an umbrella and a raincoat.
Bring an umbrella if it's sprinkling a little bit, but other than that, it's one of the prettiest shows and the best food that you'll ever see at any carnival or any state fair.
The weather this year proves rain or shine, loyal hillbillies will always show up to Hillbilly Days. Reporting for EKB Evening News at 6, I'm Courtney Leverin.
I think that summed it up very well.
I think so.
The city of Pikeville is taking advantage of festival crowds to debut a new tourist attraction. The White Lightning Zip Line opened to the public today.
Located at Bob Amos Park, the attraction hopes to draw customers from across the region. Officials with the city say the longest zip line is 1,000 feet and should satisfy just about any adrenaline junkie.
Coming up, the search for the next leader of Big Sandy Community and Technical College is down to 4 names.
And the Pikeville Pike County Museum is taking advantage of Hillbilly Days crowds for a sneak preview. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Hillbilly Days brings tens of thousands of tourists to the region. This year, Pike County is able to shed light on the area's Hatfield and McCoy heritage by previewing the new Pikeville Pike County Hatfield and McCoy Museum. EKB News reporter Shelby Steele went there today to get a look at some of the local artifacts.
Hillbilly Days brings in over 100,000 people from all around to Pike County. While Hillbilly Days is fun and exciting, it also shines light on the area to people who are unfamiliar to it. The festival is an exciting time for Pike County tourism because they get to show tourists what we have to offer. The Pikeville Pike County Hatfield and McCoy Museum had a soft opening today, and it will remain open for the remainder of Hillbilly Days.
We've got the main room of the museum open with displays from pre-colonization, pre-coal industry, Civil War history, Hatfield-McCoy feud history, and a special Hillbilly Days display as well as some art from a local contemporary artist.
Pike County Tourism says this is a great way for people to learn what Pike County has to offer.
So they'll see these things as they come in each year, and they learn new things we offer. And they learn and they keep up to date, and we get thousands of people at this festival, so they stay up to date on what we offer each year.
Tourists from all over came to experience the Hatfield and McCoy feud. Just yesterday, 2 tour buses gathered from across the country.
Yesterday we had 2 tour groups which come in through Pike County Tourism. And so 2 of these groups came in yesterday, one group from Tennessee and one group from Hawaii. And I stood here and took I don't know how many pictures of these Hawaiian tourists standing beside of devil ants over here. That seemed to be what they were most interested in. And they've never been to this region before, but they knew a lot about the feud, the Hatfield-McCoy feud, so they were really excited to come.
Hopkins adds that most of the artifacts are heirlooms on loan from the families.
A lot of our stuff is on loan and donated from local people from Pike County and the surrounding area. So a lot of these artifacts are really personal.
The museum is also asking for the community's help with identifying people in some of the portraits that were donated.
They were donated, we think they were used in the for display in the old Citizens Bank, and we got 2 boxes of them, and they don't really have any identification on most of them. So we got them displayed on the wall here at the museum on the 4th floor, and we'd like for people to, in Pikeville, they're all Pikeville pictures, Pikeville natives. We'd like for people to come in and help us identify them.
For EKB Evening News at 6, I'm Shelby Steele.
Maybe you can help identify some of the people in those pictures. The museum will be open from 2 till 6 every day of the festival.
Kentucky Community and Technical College System President Dr. Jay Box today announced the 4 finalists for the open president's position at Big Sandy Community and Technical College System. The finalists include Christopher C. Izell, Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs for Danville Community College in Virginia; Larry Ferguson, Vice Chancellor of Economic Development and Workforce Solutions and Interim Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs for KCTCS; Justin C. Pate, Chief Academic Officer for Maysville Community and Technical College; and G. Devin Stevenson, a consultant and independent contractor with Summit High Education Consulting in Alabama. Next week, the candidates will be interviewed on campus and each will appear at a community forum to meet the public. Stevenson and Ferguson will be on campus Monday, while Ezel and Pate will appear on Tuesday. The man chosen to be the college's next president will take office July 1st.
A strain of canine influenza has been spreading throughout the Midwest, with cases already being identified in Illinois, Wisconsin, and Ohio. Local vets and animal shelter workers say they are on the lookout in case the disease appears locally. So far, the outbreak of canine influenza has sickened more than 1,000 dogs nationwide. Dr. Melanie Green at the Country Hills Veterinary Hospital in Prestonsburg says it can be treated with a simple vaccine.
Ways you can prevent it are to avoid dog parks, avoid nose-to-nose contact of your dog with another dog while you're walking them. The signs of canine influenza are rapid breathing, lethargy, fever, lack of appetite, and a cough. And if your pet is showing any of these symptoms, you need to call your veterinarian, especially if you've been in an area that has confirmed cases of canine influenza.
Now, scientists say this strain of flu is different from the one circulating in North America since 2004 and seems to impact dogs in both shelters as well as people's homes. Officials add that even though the disease is very contagious, as you just heard, there's no need to panic. Coming up, the University of Pikeville football program is getting ready for its spring scrimmage tonight. Andrew Joyce will be in to tell us all about it.
But first, we'll be checking back in with EKB Chief Meteorologist Lathan Hopkins down at Hillbilly Days. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
You know, just like Lathan, I was downtown for a little while today. Got a little bit of a sunburn before the rain came in.
The rain did move through, but it was, what, about an hour, hour and a half that rain finally moved out. I don't think the showers are over with just yet. Doppler radar showing just why. Yes, we do have a couple of little batches of showers making their way across parts of eastern Kentucky. Notice one here stretching from Prestonsburg over toward Inez and up toward Paintsville. This one will avoid downtown Pikeville, but we've got to readjust the radar, and the reason of what we're going to be seeing is a lot more rain that will try to make its way into the region here during the next 24 hours or so. And then again, as we head into the weekend, things could get interesting yet again. We'll talk about that here in just a second. 68 degrees right now, the current temperature in downtown Pikeville. We have 67 in Williamson. We also have 66 in Inez, 63 in Prestonsburg, 66 in Paintsville, and 67, the current temperature in Salyersville. Satellite and radar composite, well, this takes us back to about 11, 12 o'clock. And notice what happened. We had that first round of showers move through parts of eastern Kentucky. Kind of died out as it moved through Pikeville, so we avoided the heavy rain. Now we're getting a few of those showers continuing to develop across southern parts of the state. This is the one I'm worried about here in about an hour and a half or so that may try to make its way closer to downtown Pikeville, but it's starting to weaken out. So I think if anything, we will just pick up a quick shower, maybe some very light drizzle. Then I'm going to broaden the picture with the satellite and radar composite. And I want you to notice all the clearing taking place western parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Missouri. A lot of clearing skies, and that is definitely good news. I think the showers will be a problem mainly through tonight, maybe the first half of the day tomorrow. But once we get to tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, things should begin to calm down, and we should stay pretty calm all the way through the first half of the day on Saturday. Of course, the parade in Pikeville is at 2 o'clock on Saturday. We need a dry forecast for that, but we'll take a closer look at that coming up here in just a second. What to expect for tonight with the surface map, you'll see those showers mainly an evening and overnight event, and I think this computer forecasting model is kind of overplaying things just a little bit, but notice what happens during the day tomorrow. The showers kind of start to fizzle out. That's what we need. We do have a front that will be moving in from the north, and you see we may see a couple of showers, maybe a rumble or two or thunder try to develop along that front. This will be again mainly afternoon and evening, but then again we calm things down tomorrow night and for the first half of the day on Saturday. Now, that all-important hillbilly forecast for tomorrow, well, here's what you can expect. 30% chance of rain there at 11 o'clock and at noon. Temperatures in the mid and upper 60s, low 70s for 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, mid 70s, 3, 4, and 5 o'clock. But notice the rain chance. 20%, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, even by 4 or 5 o'clock. The precipitation chances very, very low at 30%. So with that being said, that pollen count will begin to increase yet again. Of course, every time we get a dry batch of weather, the pollen count will increase. And then we'll see that for Friday and Saturday. Sunday, more rain moving in, locally heavy at times. Some of the computer forecasting models trying to say maybe an inch or two of rain before all is said and done on Sunday alone. We will have to watch that very closely. The ground is saturated. We're about 7 inches of rain above average for the month, and we're only halfway through April.
We don't need any more flooding.
No, we do not, but we will watch that very closely.
All right. Thank you, Lathan. As we mentioned previously, East Kentucky Broadcasting has its own Hillbilly headquarters in the middle of all the festival action. There you can watch us do live broadcasts, meet TV and radio personalities, and maybe win some great prizes. Our own Shannon Deskins can give you all the details in this report.
Once a year, the radio and television personalities from East Kentucky Broadcasting get to leave their normal studios and broadcast live from the streets of downtown Pikeville. This year, in addition to the radio broadcast, EKB TV is also able to broadcast live on television during the festival. And for many in the EKB family, this opportunity to meet the public makes it all worthwhile.
I think the great thing that we're able to do this year is we've always been radio before, but now with the element of EKB TV gone into the EKB family, it gives us an opportunity not only to talk to the people that have always listened for years, but to get to meet them too. They're able to come by the booth. We're able to put faces and names together, and it's a really great opportunity for us, and it's so much fun.
But there's a lot more to EKB at Hillbilly Days than just the live broadcasts. Visitors to the festival have the chance to spin the prize wheel, play Plinko, and win great prizes. And we can't forget the great ping pong ball drop that happens at noon on Friday. But at the end of the day, everyone remembers why we all gather in Pikeville for Hillbilly Days every year.
This is the festival with the heart, raising so much money for the Shriners Children's Hospital. It's one of the greatest things that you can do with your family to help support the children who need it the most.
For EKB Evening News at 6, I'm Shannon Deskins.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to being down there tomorrow.
You're going to be with the Daybreak crew tomorrow about 11 in the morning?
That's right.
Have fun with that.
Oh, we will. We'll be back with sports in 2 minutes.
You know, lots of good stuff going on downtown, but lots of stuff going on all over the place.
Absolutely. Lots of sports.
Absolutely. Springtime, and we can talk multiple sports. Just wrapped up basketball, of course, bowling, baseball, softball, and football. We'll talk about that more in just a moment. On the eve of the USBC National Bowling Championships, the University of Pikeville women's bowling team received numerous awards at the annual awards banquet last night. Ron Dameron, women's head bowling coach, was named National Coach of the Year by the USBC. This is the 4th such national honor for Dameron, the others being in 2004, 2010, and 2012. Individually, KT Simpson earned first-team All-America honors, and Brianna Larson was named second-team All-American. Shelby Fromm and Fallon Tallman were honorable mention All-Americans. Simpson and Larson were both in the running for National Player of the Year, but finished second and third, respectively. The Intercollegiate Team Championship match play begins this evening in Wichita, Kansas. The UPike women qualified 4th. The UPike men are 13th after qualifying. You can follow the UPike men and women's action at bowl.com/ITC. This evening, the UPike Bears football team wrap up the spring season with the annual spring game. Coach Al Holland Jr. spoke today about the 14 spring practice sessions and previews tonight's matchup.
It's went real well. The guys really worked hard and shown off what they've done this whole off season. You know, push each other in the weight room, the winter conditioning, getting up at 5 a.m. And getting better every single day. But then they've translated it over to the practice field. In their first 14 practices, you know, they really got out there and competed, and that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see some guys separate themselves. They're competing for starting jobs, and they're doing that this off season, and this football team's getting better. You know, we divided the teams into 2 different teams. You got a white team and a black team. The quarterbacks, kickers, and long snappers are all being orange jerseys tonight. So, and the quarterbacks will be dead in the pocket, but once they get outside the pocket, they're live to be tackled and things. And but everybody will get reps and get their opportunity to shine tonight. I mean, like I told each guy, you know, you got to take advantage of every opportunity you get, whether it's 10 or 12 snaps or whether it's 40 or 50 snaps. So, and we're working special teams tonight, and these guys will have an opportunity to get out there and show themselves. We'd like everybody to, you know, come out. You know, everybody's downtown for Hillbilly Days today. Come out and take a little break, come out and watch some spring football, and get back downtown and enjoy Hillbilly Days tonight.
The Pike spring football game kicks off at 6:30 at the Hambly Complex. And the Reds matched up last night against National League Central rival the Cubs in the series finale.
When it goes, throw by Pena right on the button and Coghlan gone. Can't do any better than that. Vera. Pull to the right side. Votto a nice play. From his knee throws, inning over. Just brought up, and a ground ball could be 2. There's 1. How about Villarreal? I mean, you got to find a bright spot in every game no matter what.
Cubs starter Travis Wood was brilliant, allowing just 3 hits in 7 shutout innings. The Cubs win 5-0 over Cincinnati and take over first in the National League Central. Both the Reds and Cubs are off today. And in high school softball action around the area this evening, the Pikeville ladies go to Eastridge. Betsy Lane, the Lady Bobcats visit Shelby Valley. Pike Central's girls are at Lawrence County, and Sheldon Clark's Lady Cardinals go to Johnson Central. Also, a reminder about the University of Kentucky basketball players making their way to Pikeville today and Saturday. Devin Booker will be at the Appalachian Wireless booth in downtown Pikeville from noon till 2 Friday.
So you do know that the UK player is going to be downtown, right?
Absolutely. Devin Booker, he's been a fan favorite. The young girls especially like him. He'll be at the Appalachian Wireless booth in downtown Pikeville noon to 2 Friday. Carl Anthony Towns will be at Deskins Motors Saturday 11 to 1. Dakari Johnson and Trey Lyles will be at the Hillbilly Days Appalachian Wireless booth noon to 2 on Saturday.
Cool thing.
Quick look at weather.
A couple of showers that will be making their way closer to downtown Pikeville here within the next hour or so. And then after that, only a 30% chance of rain Friday, Saturday. Temperatures mid and upper 70s. Then we watch for the potential for heavy rainfall on Sunday. So I know everyone's focused on Hillbilly Days, but we need to look at Sunday as well.
Something to watch out for.
Absolutely. Well, that will do it for tonight's EKB Evening News. Remember, you can get more local news anytime by listening to the radio stations of East Kentucky Broadcasting.
And of course, you can follow EKB News and EKB TV on Facebook and Twitter. We're going to leave you tonight with some nature scenery, like we have been, right? Except this is the nature of Hillbilly Days. We invite you to stay tuned to EKB TV for all the Hillbilly happenings. Good night. Thanks for watching.